On the occasion of the Platinum Jubilee celebration of our country's independence, Govinda Dasa College, Department of Library and Internal Quality Assurance Cell has organized Pustaka Preeti Parichaya series program. We all appreciate the same. This date, 2nd October, will instantly ring a bell in people who possess an obsessive enthusiasm for our motherland, as it's the day when India's greatest statesman, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, was born. But what most of us tend to forget, let's assume we don't ignore, is the fact that on the exact same date, after 35 years of Gandhi's birth, that is in 1904, a boy named Lal Bahadur, who later grew up to become the second Prime Minister of India. 80-year-old Srimati Ram Dulari Devi's first reaction to the news that Lal Bahadur Shastri had been made Prime Minister was, मैं लाल बहादुर से चाहती हूँ कि जान जाए तो जाए मगर देश बना रहे. I expect Lal Bahadur to ensure that the country prospers even if he has to sacrifice his life for it. Her piece of advice to her son was, don't do anything which will cause grief to the poor. I feel very proud and happy at the moment to connect and enhance my knowledge on reading the book Lal Bahadur Shastri by D.R. Mankekar, a full-fledged biography of Lal Bahadur Shastri is a labor of love as well as a tribute. This author offers to the memory of a unique and fascinating personality that bestrode the Indian political stage after independence, a bright and shining meteor that flashed across India's horizon. For a long time, Indians will speak with gratitude of the great little man who so briefly and yet indelibly illumined the pages of modern India's history, in whose light, physical frame, gentle nature, humility, and strength of character they saw embodied the Indian ideal of a public servant so completely dedicated to Nishkama Karma. Lal Bahadur Shastri's father, Sri Sharada Prasad, was a teacher in the Kayastha Pathshala in Allahabad. He belonged to Ramnagar, a town near Banaras. He was his parents' first son and they doted on him. His mother, Srimati Ram Dulari Devi, affectionately called him Nane. Shastri lost his father when he was barely a year and a half old. He spent his early childhood amidst a host of relatives and under the affectionate care of his grandfather. After the death of his grandfather, years later, Shastri remarked, I can never forget the love that my grandfather bestowed on me. A very interesting fact to be recalled is Shastri's mother had lost him while taking bath in the Ganges when he was just 3 months old. But following an FIR, a cowherd who had no children unwillingly returned him to his mother. Had he not returned Shastri, he would not have remained in our memories today. In school days, Shastri would swim across the Ganges twice a day with his book tied on top of his head, since he didn't have enough money to take the boat. As he grew up, Lal Bahadur Shastri became more and more interested in the country's struggle for freedom He was greatly impressed by Mahatma Gandhi. Shastri was 16 when Gandhi called upon his countrymen to join the non-cooperation movement. He decided at once to give up his studies in response to the Mahatma's call. The decision shattered his mother's hopes, but Shastri made up his mind. All those who were close to him knew that he would never change his mind once it was made up, for behind his soft exterior was the firmness of a rock. Shastri was the bachelor's degree awarded to him by the Vidyapith, but has stuck in the minds of the people as part of his name. In 1927, he got married to Srimati Lalita Devi from Mirzapur. A spinning wheel and a few yards of hand-spun cloth was all his dowry. The couple had 4 sons and 2 daughters. An epic poetry book in Hindi titled Lalita Ki Asu, written by M.L. Verma, was published in 1978. In this book, the complete story of her husband, Lal Bahadur Shastri, has been narrated by Srimati Lalita Shastri. Shastri was a senior leader of the Indian National Congress, a key figure in the Indian independence movement, and India's second Prime Minister. He succeeded Pandit Nehru in June 1964 after Nehru's sudden demise. He is remembered for leading India through the Indo-Pakistan War in 1965. He realized the need for self-sustenance and self-reliance in India and raised the slogan Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, which he is remembered for even today. He was the first minister to appoint female conductors as transport minister. As minister in charge for the police department, he instructed authorities to use water jets instead of lathis to disperse unruly crowds. He was successful in mitigating the communal riots of 1947. He also served as a railways minister as part of the first cabinet of the Republic of India. Lal Bahadur Shastri gave up his surname as a part of his retaliation against caste system. It was only after joining the Kashi Vidyapith and after getting a degree in philosophy he received the epithet Shastri. Being a part of the freedom movement landed up him in jail quite often, which is why he had to be on parole for 15 days. When his daughter fell sick, he was there with her when she succumbed to the disease. But without waiting any longer, and even after having some parole time at hand, he went back to jail soon after performing his daughter's last rites. When Shastri was completing his term in prison, his wife received a pension of rupees 50 every month. Once when his wife visited him in the jail and told him that she was able to save rupees 10 from the pension, he got annoyed and asked the servants of the People's Society to cut down his pension and give that rupees 10 to someone needy family. When his son received an undue promotion at his job, it irked Lal Bahadur Shastri, and he immediately released an order to reverse the promotion. A man with high self-esteem and moral values, Shastri did not own a car even after becoming the Prime Minister of India. After pestering from family members, Shastri finally asked his secretary to find out the price of a Fiat car. The car turned out to be rupees 12,000 and Shastri was short of rupees 5,000. As a result, he applied for a car loan which was sanctioned to him in a jiffy. The bank officer was immediately summoned and inquired whether the bank was equally swift in sanctioning of loans to other customers also. It is evident how important principles were to Lal Bahadur Shastri. He always followed the right and wasn't slightly biased, even to his family. We thank him for his actions that shaped the future of India. This exceptional scholar and leader must be remembered dearly by the nation for his efforts and just nature. Shastri died without any savings. He just could not save. Till his last days, he was handing over part of his salary to the servants of the People's Society. Shastri's assets was his right political instincts. He had literally no enemies in the world. He was accepted as an honest, sincere, and a man of unshakable convictions. The family had no attraction for money, but put the highest value on rectitude. His constant advice to his sons was, never hanker after money. Be honest and hardworking, as hard work is equal to prayer. Alas, we will never witness the Shastri manner in New Delhi or anywhere else again. For after fashioning Shastri, nature would appear to have broken the mold. There is none other like him. 2 ದಶಕಗಳ ನೆಹರು ಆಡಳಿತ ಕೊನೆಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಮುನ್ನಡೆಸುವವರು ಯಾರು ಎಂಬ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಎದುರಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಶದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದದ್ದು ಒಬ್ಬ ದಕ್ಷ, ಸಜ್ಜನ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕ ನಾಯಕ. ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ದೇಶದ ಚುಕ್ಕಾಣಿ ಹಿಡಿದರು. ದೇಶದ ಜನರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತ ಸೇವೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಪುಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದಿಗೂ ಅಮರ. ಜನವರಿ 11, 1966 ಭಾರತೀಯರ ಪಾಲಿಗೆ ಕರಾಳ ದಿನ. ಪ್ರಕಾಶಮಯವಾದ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಆರಿಹೋಯಿತು. ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವವೇ ಕಣ್ಣೀರಿಟ್ಟಿತು. ಬಡತನದಲ್ಲೇ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ, ಬಡತನದಲ್ಲೇ ಬೆಳೆದು, ಬಡತನದಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಧನರಾದ ಭಾರತ ಖಂಡ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹಾದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ. ಇಂತಹ ಮಹಾನ್ ನಾಯಕನಿಗೆ ನನ್ನದೊಂದು ಸಲಾಂ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್.